Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Humans of Pharma, an initiative by Pharma State Academy, where we bring you inspired conversations with leaders who are shaping the future of healthcare and pharmaceutical industry. I'm your host, Nikita Gudise. Today episode is especially exciting because we are celebrating the launch of book that addresses one of the biggest career questions many doctors have. Today, Dr. Vishal Wahane is joining us, who is Associate Director at Walter Bushnell, an accomplished medical affairs professional with over a decade of experience. Throughout his career, he has worked at the intersection of medicine, science, and business, mentoring aspiring medical affairs and also advisors and medicine. Not only that, contributing to scientific communications and medical strategy. Alongside his corporate role, he is an author, researcher, and active thought leader in medical affairs. His newly launched book, From Clinic to Company, Evolving the Role of Medical Advisors in the Pharmaceutical Industry. It is designed to guide doctors, healthcare professionals who aspire to build successful careers in the pharmaceutical industry. Dr. Vishal, congratulations on your book launch and thank you so much for joining us today. And I would like to ask you about yourself. Explain yourself with few words to our audience, to our Pharma State Academy.
Hello, everyone, and thanks, Nikita, for giving me this platform. And thanks for this warm introduction. I am Dr. Vishal Wahane. I am MD Pharmacology from All India Institute of Medical Science, and I am having a 15 years experience in the medical affairs in pharmaceutical industry. I am basically involved in medical marketing activity, clinical research, pharmacovigilance, regulatory activities, and other cross-functional activities, strategy building for product launches. So this is my brief introduction about myself.
Okay, it's wonderful to have you with us, Dr. Vishal. Congratulations once again on this remarkable achievement. I'm sure many aspiring medical advisors are eagerly looking forward to learning from your journey as well as your book. To begin with, what inspired you to write From Clinic to Company and why did you feel this book was needed today?
Yes. Answering to your first question, Nikita, this book, the thought for this book, come to my mind around 2 years back when I was delivering a lecture at a conference that on the medical marketing career in pharmaceutical industry at annual conference of Indian Pharmacological Society at 𝐴IMS, New Delhi. During this conference, after I delivered the talk, after my deliver of my lecture, there were a group of students who come to meet me and they asked me several queries about the medical affairs in the pharmaceutical industry. What is the role? What are the responsibility? What are the skills? What are the courses, additional courses require? What are the salary packages? What are the interview questions that are being asked during the recruitment process? So what I feel during that point, these are the same question which I was having 16 years back when I was a student. And I feel that there is still now, even after this around 16 years have passed, but these questions are still in the mind of the student. And I always been a student-centric person. So I feel that to build this gap between the academic and industry, there is a need of a book, a resource which will help and guide the student to build their career as a medical advisor in the pharmaceutical industry. Now I start searching for these resources in so I found many articles. There are many articles in the journal published on the medical advisor. But what I thought to compile, to have a thought on my experience and to make a book which will be a first of its kind book in India and which will be help to students, the clinician to think beyond clinic, think beyond the laboratory work, lab work and experiment, and how can they translate the science into the static building. So my purpose was to bridge the gap between the academic and the industry.
That's a wonderful beginning, Dr. Vishal. Every impactful book starts by solving a real problem, and it seems this one certainly does. To move forward, the title From Clinic to Company is both unique and thought provoking. What does it represent, and what message do you hope leaders take from it?
See, this title, which was there, it was not an overnight decision I have taken to give title to this book. I asked many of my colleagues, my senior, my boss, what should be the title. They have given that it should be a role of a medical advisor in a pharma industry, a guide to a medical advisor, to a modern medical advisor. But what was my thought that when we are, there are three words here: from, clinic, and company. Now I break this words. If you see clinic, clinic stands means a doctor or a life science graduate is working in a hospital setup or laboratory work. Now, clinic stands for that. Means a doctor is basically working in a hospital setup. He is surrounded by patient. He is surrounded by doctor. He or she is surrounded by doctors. Now, when we talk about company, company means here stands the pharmaceutical industry. Now, the doctor is shifting from clinic to the boardroom to the corporate world. Now, in the corporate world, the environment is different, the peoples are different, the roles and responsibility are different. So this is the transition. This is a transition. Now, this word from stands is a journey from clinic to company. Means how from a clinic, a doctor is translating to the corporate world. So I decided कि a doctor always, a pharma student always having a ambition to work in a company. So how his translation would be there, how his thinking, his educational or her background will help him to translate from clinic to the company. That's why this title was kept there.
Okay, I really like that perspective. The title itself reflects not just a career transition, but an evolution in the mindset. To move
Hello.
forward, many doctors are curious about transitioning into the pharmaceutical industry, but don't know where to begin. What knowledge gap does this book aim to bridge?
Now, Nikita, what is this book address three gap? First is the awareness gap. Second is the skill gap. Third is the confidence gap. Now, when I say the awareness gap, many doctors are unaware right now what are the roles and responsibilities of medical affairs team. What is the role and responsibility of medical advisor in pharma industry? What are the career pathway of a medical advisor in pharma industry? What they can be after 10 years, 15 years, where they can move. This awareness gap is lacking. So this book addressed this awareness gap first. Second thing is the skill gap. We as a doctor have the knowledge from the book. We can treat patient, we can solve disease, we can treat complex patient. But what are the additional skills beyond knowledge is required to be a medical advisor is being highlighted in this book in a chapter. Third is the confidence gap. Many doctors, they are not having confidence that they can't have a good position in a pharma industry. They don't think that they are not made for a corporate role. So by reading this book, they will automatically understand what are the skills, what are the roles and responsibilities, so they can have a confidence that they are also being for this corporate world of pharma industry. So these three gaps are being addressed well in this book.
Yeah, I think that exactly where many young doctors struggle, knowing the opportunities exist, but not to know where to go or how the pathway is. I think
Correct.
this book helps for the young doctors, for the listeners to understand. To move forward, who is the ideal leader for this book? Is it only for doctors aspiring to become medical advisors, or can professionals from other functions also benefit from it?
See, I have written this book basically targeting the main target audience for book are the pharma students having MD pharmacology, MBBS also M pharma. They are also having good positions in medical affairs team. Also for PhD who are having want to build a career in the medical affairs department of the pharma industry. So this is a must book for them. Second, it is also for doctors, clinicians who are from the other fields also, who are thinking, okay, we have done our clinic job, but now they want to step beyond the clinic and try some other thing new, to experiment with other jobs also. So it is also for those people also who want to move beyond the clinic, a clinician also. Third,
Oh,
also, it is also for the people, for the medical advisors who have just picking their career in pharma industry at a mid-level position, so that they can also be aware what is the exact proper strategic way or the proper roadmap or what are the roles responsibility in a proper way. So it is for the entry level people also or who have moved to the mid-level career in the medical affair. Now, third thing, what happened, another next thing, what happened after I launched this book, interesting thing, what has happened, key parents are buying this book. Some of our from the society, they have found interest in this book. Although it is not read by their children, but they are finding कि, okay, a doctor is there, but he is moving because they know me that I am working in a company. So what exactly is the role? What are the different opportunities their child can have after becoming a doctor beyond the clinic? This is another important, interesting thing I have. Another thing I have found, some of the practicing clinician, they are reading this book, although they have missed the bus now, but they are also finding it interesting. Ki we were not aware that such type of profile also exists in the industry. And if they have been aware of this thing, so they would definitely try to adopt it.
that's very interesting because it broadens the audience for beyond just doctors. Moving forward with another question, moving from clinical practice to the corporate world is a significant career shift. According to your book, what are the biggest challenges doctors face during the transition?
See, the challenge which we face when a doctor moves from clinic to company is first of all is the people. Here in the hospital or a clinic, a doctor is surrounded mainly by the clinicians, their colleague whom they are working from different department. Mostly 90% of the people are clinicians or paramedical staff. Now, when you move to a corporate, you see people from different background. They are from marketing, sales, training. They are having their different educational backgrounds also. They are either MBA professional, non-medical professionals, life science graduate, and means also HR people are also there. Then there are different R&D peoples are also there, regulatory people are there, quality people are there. So you are working, and as you move forward, there are different people with different educational background where there different thought process. So this is one of the people challenge which is there. Second is the environmental challenge. In the hospital, basically what is there? You work in the hospital, you are surrounded by the patient. the OTs, then what you see, bed, all these things are there, wards are there. But here totally the environment will be different. It will be a boardroom, it will be laptops, it will be the data, it will be the Excel. So this is another difference will be there. Third would be the language which is there. In the clinic, the language is basically the blood pressure, means monitoring, critical patient, stable, unstable patient, means investigation, treatment. Now here there will be a total thing. Here there will be what 100% target, YPM, then positioning of the brand, then customer. So the language also is there, different is there. So these are the different types of challenges a doctor may face when they shift from clinic to company. And during the initial phase, what will be there? This identity shift means there were some people find challenge, and sometimes they may find it interesting. For me it was quite interesting to learn, but for few it may become very challenging, and they may move back again to the clinic or to the academics again.
I believe many listeners who are considering this transition will relate strongly to those challenges, and also some are feel like their interest, not like challenge, like you, Dr. Vishal. Moving forward with another question. One of the key themes of the book is understanding the role of medical advisor.
Mhm.
How has this role evolved over the years, and why has it become so crucial in today's pharmaceutical industry?
See, Nikita, I am in the medical affairs department for the past 16 years. So when I joined initially, the role of a medical advisor or a medical affairs in the pharma industry was just a supportive role, supporting role to the marketing and sales team, taking the training patches, reviewing the marketing inputs, approval of the marketing inputs, and then preparing the CME presentation. So it was more of a supportive role. Now, what has happened during this past 5 to 10 years, what has happened? It has totally evolved. Now the role has moved forward, and it is not only a supportive role, it has become a strategic role more. Now the medical advisors are involved in the strategic decision of the company. They are involved in new product suggestion, make new product suggestions, pipeline of various therapy area. Then they are involved in building the KOS. They are involved in the evidence generation, building the participation of various guidelines, consensus statement. So it has moved forward, moved from supportive to the strategic role. Now the medical affair or medical advisor are not working behind the scene. They are working in front. They are working shoulder to shoulder with the marketing and sales team. Companies are also looking for the people whom they can project as the face of the company in the front of their customers. So it is more of a strategic role, a more leadership role now. Also, the importance is scanning medical advisor role by various company, because of the complex medicines which are coming up, complex biologicals, complex drugs which are coming up, which is difficult for a non-medical professional to understand it. So they definitely require a medical advisor for this role. Second, the regulatory ecosystem of our country is also changing, where there is a continuous scrutiny of the product. So they want a proper communication, proper ethical, scientific, and regulatory communication by the company, so that there should not be any um, legal happening happens to the company. So this is also one of the reasons the importance is increasing. Third role, when we talk about the healthcare professionals, they just don't want promotion of the product. They want a product which is scientifically backed up, which is evidence generated, which is up to date information. So they are just not looking sales rep is coming with a promotional thing. They want some scientific communication proper, which is ethically sound and regulatory updated information. So these three things are also very important. That is, the regulatory ecosystem of India is changing. Second, the complex products are entering into the market, so it is very difficult for the non-medical people to understand. Third, also the expectation by the healthcare practitioners. So these three reasons are also the importance of medical advisor is increasing day by day.
Okay, medical advisors has certainly become one of the most strategic functions in pharma today. So we'll move forward with another question. Your book highlights the key skills and competences required for medical advisors. Which three skills do you believe are absolutely essential for someone entering the field?
See, whenever we talk about industry or corporate role, there is one common answer which is given by everyone, that your oral communication should be excellent. You should be very groom up, you should be very smart enough to talk. But I will not say this common skills which are required for a medical advisor. This can everyone say, every book can say, every videos can say, every teachers can say. What I will say for a medical advisor, beyond all these things, these are basic requirement. These are the basic requirement to enter a industry. But what is required for a medical advisor is your innovative thinking. If you have a innovative thinking, if you are a innovative ideas which keeps on coming to you and which you can plan and execute with the marketing and selling, then your role becomes in the industry within a company became important. So that innovative thinking should be there. You should not be like ki you got a paper and you just give it to the other department. See, this is the new data which has come. No, what is the relevance of this data? How to communicate to the doctor? What are the different ways we can communicate it to the doctor? What is that way should be there? That innovative thinking should be there in the mind of a medical advisor. So that innovative thinking is there. Second is to learn from everyone. Now, if a medical advisor, if I think I am from AIMS, New Delhi, and think I am at the top of the world, it will not work in industry. It will definitely not work. You have to learn from each and every person. You have to learn from other departments, whether they are non-medical professional, you have to respect them. You have to learn from the sales team. They are the real heroes in the field. You have to learn what is the doctor prescription real practice. That you learn from a sales team. You have to learn from the training department, L&T team, because they are in continuous touch with the sales. So how you modify your teaching skills, that you learn from a L&D people, learning and training department. Second is the marketing. They are the expert in analyzing the data. You can learn that skill from the marketing. So you can learn from each and every people. You can learn not only from seniors, you can learn from your juniors also. They are good at the digital work. How to do the digital work? What are the social media platform? How to work with AI? They are very fast in all these things. So that to learn from each and every one, that is learning beyond books and journal. That is the key skill which is there. The third skill which I will say is to be a good listener. This is a skill which you learn not from a junior, you learn from senior leaders. You have to be a good listener. You have to respect everyone. You have to buy the concept of everyone. Should not avoid unnecessary argument. But also you have to put your science, your medicine thoughts in front at the time when it is required. So this listening power should be there. The art of listening. And like it should not be in a meeting. We see in a meeting a person always think a good leader is someone who keep on speaking and influence the people in a meeting. It is not a good leader. A good leader is a person who makes other people to talk in a meeting. That is a skill which is required for a medical advisor. Are you getting my point?
Yeah, yeah, definitely, sir. These skills are incredibly practical skills that often aren't taught by anyone. So, listeners, you can have these skills in your life so that you'll be in good position, I'm sure. And I'm also agree with you that the listening skills are very important. Moving forward with another question, I want to ask you about the book. Uh, Without revealing too much, could you share one practical framework or a lesson or a chapter from the book that readers will find especially valuable?
See, I will give you rather uh, two. You ask me one, I will give you two. That is the shift from science to strategy. That is shift from medicine to strategy. See, in our clinic, we think of a patient. A patient is there, its symptoms, what are there? Then we work off investigation, we try to diagnose and we treat it. But in a corporate, in a company, it is totally different. You see a product has to be launched. So you see the market. What is the market of the product? Who are the customers? What are the insights of the customers? What are the references there? And you try to frame out the strategy for the product to be launched. So there is a shift from medicine or science to the strategy in the corporate. So this is being covered in the book. Second, another important thing is which is given in this book is the teamwork. Like in a clinic or in a hospital, whenever there is a complex patient, a difficult patient, we work with a team, different specialties, give their opinion, treat the patient. Now, here in a company, there will be, you have to work with a different set of people, different department, sales, marketing, L&D, and that will give a different type of output. So here the team would be different in the clinic, and here the team would be different in the corporate. And the most important for a medical advisor is the medical marketing activity, where you have to continuously work with the marketing, and both people come up with a medical marketing strategy for the launch of the product or for the promotion of the product. So that is being covered in this book.
That certainly gives our audience a glimpse of the value they'll find inside the book. Thank you, Dr. Vishal. Moving forward, what are some common myths or misconceptions about working as a medical advisor that you wanted to address through this book?
See, the most common myth among the doctors or when I talk to my friends, ki you're doing a wonderful job, you're at a best position. It is just a 9 to 5 job sitting in the AC, and by 5 you wind up. Yes, I agree on some of their parts. It is there will be no emergency calls, no casualties happening there, or a emergency surgery would be there in a corporate. But it is not key, you don't work beyond 5. Sometimes you have to work beyond 5. You work with different department and different activities at the same time. Sometimes you don't know what you are doing. The things are coming, workflow is keep on going, coming, going, and you don't know what means things are happening. Means if I start my work now in the evening also, it keep on going. Means you keep on working with different department. Sometimes you talk with the QL, sometimes you preparing the slides, sometimes you are fulfilling launch planning, sometimes you are involved in a meeting. So different types of their work is there. Sometimes the queries are there. Sometimes some marketing inputs review are doing there. So sometimes the studies are ongoing there. So you are talking with the investigator also. So these type of things are going there. And with AI, we thought that there will be some relaxation of work, but I don't know what has happened. The work has not, it has again start coming again and again. So it is a non-stop top. Means always there will be a work, and you have to it there will be a some type of pressure will be there. Yes, but work life balance also you can maintain very well in a corporate world. So this is one of the misconceptions, that is myth, you have to work from 9 to 5. Second misconception is there ki yeah, you go here and there, you fly here and there, you stay in best of the hotel, you do meetings. But no, this is not true. Yes, we are fly, we stay in hotels, we conduct meeting, but for all this there is a preparation. A work is required. We go for a meeting, but we can't move and roam here and there. We are involved in a meeting. There is a preparation involved there. You have to take the presentation. You have to solve the queries of the doctor, solve the queries of the sales team. You are involved in the launch meeting. So you are taking the flight in the evening, then moving to the next destination, taking the meeting in the morning, then again flying to the next destination in the evening. So it is not key we are moving here and there. So it is a very relaxed type of thing there. That meetings and travelings requires speed, energy, strength, mental stability. All these things are involved in this the kind of job. Third belief is that any doctor can do this job. There are no skills required. But already I have mentioned there are certain types of skills required there. Certain types of knowledge, skills are required. Them certain types of strategic thinking, business languages are involved. Okay? So doctor may be a good at a clinician, but if he is or she is not adapt to this environment, then and the skill set or the competency required, then he or she may not be successful as a medical advisor. So these are the three common myths or misconception about a medical advisor.
Okay, it's great you are addressing those myths and misconceptions, Dr. Vishal. Will be move forward with another discussion. Does this book include real life experience, case studies, or practical examples from your own career? How do these help readers understand the role better?
Okay, now when I was making this book on designing this book, I make a point that this book should not be just a theoretical book. It should not be a motivational book. It should be a book which would be a real, practical, and a natural book for the readers, for the students who want to make the career in the pharma industry. So if you read some of the initial chapters, the day I stepped beyond the clinic, there I have put a real example. What are the questions being asked by the family, questions being asked by the societies, questions being asked by the relatives, friends, why you are moving to the pharma industry, why you are taking MD pharmacology. So these are some of the points which I have captured in one of my chapter. Then I have also put the one chapter, the first in the pharmaceutical industry. So what is the difference between the clinic and company? How is different? So this is also being covered in this chapter. So and in all other chapters, all the practical point has been covered. One another important chapter I have written is on the KOL, key opinion leader management. There are various complex languages have been used which you can find on net, but I have given a simplified path of how to identify, engage, and maintain a KOL. So this is one of the examples, real life experience I have incorporated in this book.
I'm sure the readers will appreciate those real world experiences. Moving forward, the book also discusses career growth opportunities. What does a typical career progression look like for someone starting as a medical advisor?
For a career, I will give two, three different thoughts. For a people who is not aware of a role, they definitely want to know what they will happen after 10, 15 years. So a medical advisor, the various entry level positions are like medical advisor, manager, medical services, MSL, regional medical advisor, and then they can move forward to the HO position also. from regional to HO, or team leads also there, senior regional medical advisor. Then they can move forward from medical advisor to senior medical advisor. After that, they can move to AGM, DGM, or GM medical. This is one path. Another path, change in the designation, change in the job title is already there. That is, they move from senior medical advisor, they can move to the associated medical director, they can move also to the senior medical director, and later on they move to the AVP, vice president, and global medical advisors are also there, or senior VP people are also there as a there. So this is the path which is commonly there in a of a medical advisor. When you see 15 year 20 years time, they can move to a top level position. Now, but when I talk about a career, now this is one of the career. Of course, they want a good title, a good package, good salary. But once you are in the mid of your career, once you enter by the age of 10 or 15 years of experience, when you are at 40, 42 years of age, you have to build your career not in a company but into the industry also. You have to create your own identity, your own name also in the industry. For that, the best is to also involve in some of your conferences. You should not only be a participant in a conference, you should move somewhere as a speaker. You should be able to help the student to come to the industry, join the industry. You should deliver lectures on the industry's roles, what are the permanent topics there, what are the career opportunities available there. You can create workshops also there, so people can able to connect. You visit your colleges from where you have done the post graduation, talk to the students, interact with them. So you should feel ki you have done something for the student who are there, who are finding challenging. It becomes very painful for me when someone calls me and say that they are not having a difficulty in finding the job, people are not getting approaching us, seniors are not coming to us. So this is quite painful to hear such things. Then you have to start something writing for the people also. You have to start your articles, you have to start some on LinkedIn profile which can help people to connect with you, and so they can find this career pathway also. Also, book is there already. Something you have to do for the students also. If you don't do this, so that job title that will come, of course you work hard for you yourself, but you have to work for the student, you have to work for other people, so that they can also come up, and you have to build your career also accordingly, parallelly, not just for in the company but for in the industry. You have to work for that. So this is my understanding about a career.
Okay, our listeners will definitely get a idea about what is career and how it should be with your words. And moving forward with another question, medical affairs is evolving rapidly with digital health, AI, and data-driven decision making. How does your book prepare readers for the future of the profession?
See, I a bit agree with this point that if in today's AI era, a person as a medical advisor, they should be very familiar with digital health, social media platform, and AI. They should also do some courses on AI, which are easily available there. This is of course necessary. If you don't do this thing, means you will definitely lag behind in the industry compared to other persons who are knowing all this skills. So it is a very must thing which is there. Now this thing, now when we see the AI era, now what change I have noticed within the youngsters when I'm talking with this with many youngsters. One problem which I am seeing in this AI era, they are having very good written communication. They are using our AI technique, beautiful articles on LinkedIn, good images, good means which we can't also think. Such type of articles are there. But now the basic problem with the youngsters is what? The verbal communication. If you ask them to speak for 10 minutes also without slides, they are paralyzed. They can't speak. It becomes very difficult for them to speak without slide. So this problem which is there, I am finding this in the AI era which is coming there. So this thinking, analysis, power has to be built up in the youngsters. So my book have written these points about AI. Some points are being covered, but beyond that also how you have to survive in the AI era, that has is very important. See, our industry is there, it can't be totally AI replace everything. That physical connection, influencing the people, engaging with the people, meeting with the people, creating a network with the people, that can't be done with the AI. For that, you have to be in the field, you have to be in connect with the people. Then only you can, in the AI era, you can create a edge above other people. If they are good in this, you can be good in this thing, which other can't do. With this, your verbal communication, your networking skills. So this thing has to be there in a medical advice.
Yeah, I understood, and as well our listeners. Depending on the AI would be like not as depending as the human. Human has some other skills which AI don't have that. So I understood, and it would be very like nice to hear that from your Dr. Vishal. Moving forward with another question. While writing this book, was there any particular experience or lesson from your own journey that had the biggest influence on its content?
See, I already mentioned the idea for this book revolved at the time of the conference of annual conference of Indian Pharmacological Society. That was the one incident which made me to write this book. Second was I've been a student-centric person. There was always a feel कि I have to do something for the student. So I was participating in various conferences or of pharmacology conferences, pharma society conferences, and also sometimes to the colleges also to create awareness about the medical affairs role. So that because of a student-centric nature also, I thought to come up with a resource, a book in the form of a book which will help and guide the future young leaders, future leaders, youngster, so that they can build up their career in pharma industry. So these were basically some of the two important reasons which make me to write this book. Another important thing, when I keep on moving, I am also quite active on LinkedIn. I keep on seeing various types of articles, various marketing type of things which are there. So there was always a thing in my mind, ki, I can write, I can do something. Means these are the simple articles, means this I can write easily anytime. So what I will also share the story how this journey began. See, I was having a driver with me. So what I decided ki that I have to start now. So what I decided, your mind is always fresh in the morning. So whenever I start from home, I start with my laptop. And there was a new highway which has been created from Faridabad to Gurgaon. It's a beautiful highway, 70 kilometers one side. So I keep open my laptop and keep on writing whatever my thoughts. And believe me, I within 1 hour I used to write 1,000 words. Means I keep on writing. So within this 10, 20 days, I keep on writing and I make up 17 chapters out of it. Then that was one of the thing, that highway and my driver. This I will not forget because this is where I was very fresh in the morning, and that make me to write this book also.
That's really interesting. So sharing your experience, that how you wrote your book, and I'm sure our listeners would be very like excited to read your book and while listening your experiences.
And many a times people ask me, "Ki, how you find time? while writing this book after doing the 9 to 5 job. Also, there is another job from 5 to 9 at home also. That is second job which every person is doing here. So you have to find time. There is a time. You have to be put in your time management. Somewhere or other, you have to find time. You will find definitely to write something.
Yeah, I also agree with you. If we have a passion to do anything, then definitely we'll be giving some time to it. And I see that in you, Dr. Vishal, about writing articles and book. And we'll move with another discussion. If you had to recommend just one chapter for readers to start with, which would it be and why?
See, I believe in one principle. This principle is the second chapter of Seven Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. If you remember, that it begin with the end of the mind. Whatsoever you do for a day, if you are planning a day, a week, a month, or a year, you always think what you have to do at the end. When you think what you have to do in the end, you do a back calculation and create the targets for that. So while you read this book, one book which I recommend first to read, why a pharma company required a medical advisor. Why a so big company, I means millions, $1 billion company, usually require a doctor to work in a pharma company. Why in a digital era? Why in a AI era where all the information is available? Why then also this role critical in this of a medical advisor? So this, if you read, then you understand what is the critical role, and there are so many departments, and where the medical affairs is the center, how is interacting with various departments. So this is the one of the most important chapter which I would suggest to read, although all and everyone has their own flavor and taste, but is the chapter to begin and start. So and then they can slowly read it. I would not say the traditional way of saying you start with the first chapter, go with second, third. I don't say like that. You pick which is the title which suits you first, and this is the most important chapter why a pharma company requires a medical advice. You start with this chapter.
Okay, and that's a great recommendation, and it gives a first-time readers an excellent place to begin with your advice. And before we conclude today's conversation, I would like to ask one final question. Finally, what message would you like to share with aspiring medical advisors and young healthcare professionals who are considering a career in the pharmaceutical industry?
See, first thing I will say, silence your noise. Silence your noise means what? There may be a noise coming in your mind, in your heart, somewhere or other. Ki remain within the clinic, remain within the academic. Don't move to the company. There the job is different. People are different. So you have to take some time or some decision. And the person who does a different thing get a different opportunity and different level they can reach. So you have to silence your noise within yourself. This is the first thing. Second thing is that just don't leap. If you decided also, you silence your noise. But if you are having a doubt, you read the book first. You read or you talk with various people, understand the different role, and see yourself key whether you are able to do it or not. If you are a student, you definitely get a chance to work as a trainee or an intern in the industry. So during that time period also, you judge yourself before taking a leap कि whether you should move to the corporate or company. And within, even if you move, you take a leap and you move there, and you find somewhere in the years, I am was best at academics, I am a person meant for that, or I am a person meant for a clinic. I have seen people like that. I am not comfortable. You can move forward. It is easy. You can move forward. If you think it is not there, you can take back. No issue. There will be no problem with that. So first is the silence your noise. Before taking the leap, you just think for that. Third point is that you are not living medicine. The most important thing is that when the doctor they move beyond this clinic, they have a perception that they will lose touch with the patient. Of course, there may be in at home or whom you may be contacting, but you are not living the medicine. You are not living your knowledge. What is happening in the company? You are just translating this thing into a different fashion, different environment, different responsibility. Somewhere or other, like your clinic, you are treating the patient. Here you are making the product launches, new product. So indirectly also, you are serving the society, you are serving millions of people indirectly. So you are not living as such. I never feel that I leave the medicine. I am not a medical professional. I have moved out differently. I always feel yes, I am there. I am have a good and also the company respect. People respect you are a doctor. They recognize you. So there is never a feeling after years that you have left. Yes, initial period there may be some challenges, difficulty because the environment, people they are different. But a years together, you will definitely adapt to that thing.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Vishal, for sharing your journey, your insights, and the story behind From Clinic to Company book. I'm sure this conversation has inspired many doctors, pharmacologists, and also healthcare professionals. Not only that, you have shared many insights related to students, which encourage students and also who are exploring opportunities into medical affairs. For everyone watching or listening, if you are ever wondered what it truly means to become a medical advisor and build a career in the pharmaceutical industry, this book, From Clinic to Company, is an excellent place to start. On behalf of everyone at Pharmastate Academy, congratulations once again on the launch of your book, Dr. Vishal. We wish it tremendous success and hope it guides thousands of aspiring professionals in these years to come. Thank you once again for joining us today.
Thank you,
Our
Nikita, and thank you the whole team of Pharmastech Academy for giving this platform and giving me the time so that I can share my voice, my insight on these roles and responsibility, which will be helpful for the students at large. So, wishing all the students who are hearing this for a wonderful career as a medical advisor or any other career which they are thinking of. And anyway, if you feel to connect with me for any guidance, I am always available on LinkedIn. You search my name, Vishal Wahane. I will found there and I am always available there. I may not respond sometime because of some busy schedule, but I will find some or other and I will definitely respond to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing your insights once again. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in to another episode of Humans of Pharma by Pharmastate Academy. I hope everyone learned insight from this conversation. Until next time, I'm Nikita Gudse. Stay curious, keep learning, and keep shaping the future of pharma. Thank you.